Hey guys, so this week there's no Mitch because he's on a wizard's pilgrimage, so it's just going to be me for this. Oh my god! Oh, it's Marc Gallagher.
Hello. I was taking a pee and then I ended up here. What? Where is this?
This is the Wizard's Tower.
Oh, okay.
Well, do you just want to do this episode with me?
Sure. I got
All right.
5 minutes.
Cool. Well, thanks for dropping by. Welcome back to the Wizard's Tower.
The Wizard's Tower!
We usually start it with like a little bit of a, just an intro lull about what's been going on. Do you want to introduce maybe yourself for viewers that don't know who you are?
Yeah, sure. My name is Marc Gallagher. I am a podcaster not even a podcaster. I'm a YouTuber.
You're a podcaster now, man.
I've done one podcast. I'm a podcaster. So I've got a YouTube channel. It's just my name, Marc Gallagher. We do a lot of Harry Potter content. Most of it is stuff you can't show your parents or your friends.
Yeah.
It's all pretty crass stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that actually brings us on to the topic of, I thought it would be a great idea to theme this podcast around Harry Potter.
Oh, nice.
Because you seem to be like quite the expert. Well, I mean, at least, you've watched it more than once.
I've watched it once or twice. Yeah.
Have you read the books?
I listen to the books quite a lot.
Yeah,
with
I've
the
listened
Stephen
to the
Fry
books too.
voice.
Yeah. God, he does a good Hagrid, that bloke.
Well, I'm pretty sure they based Hagrid off of his Hagrid. So
Really?
So
did he read them first?
The books came first, and then they're like, "Man, he nails Hagrid. Let's just do that Hagrid."
Damn. And Stephen Fry was like, I can do that. And they're like, no, it's you.
You're like, I could be Hagrid.
Like,
No, we're going to get Robbie Coltrane for that.
we can't afford that.
Can't afford you, Stephen Fry.
We can't afford Stephen Fry. Sorry, bro. Well, that brings us into our first segment.
Hit me.
Beast Battles!
It is called Beast Battles.
Okay.
All right. Beast
right.
Battles is a segment where we usually get beasts and we kind of discuss who would win.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And
cool.
I thought it would be fun to do a Beast Battles themed, Harry Potter themed episode where I've actually drawn up almost like a championship.
I like it.
And we're gonna discuss, two of these things and see, who's gonna win, and eventually we'll figure out who is the strongest Harry Potter character.
I like it.
All right. So we've got a wide range of characters and battles here, but I thought we'd start out with Peter Pettigrew if he was a rat versing the monster book from book 4 that
Okay. Yeah.
that eats those pages and stuff.
Well, he does have a human brain though, so he could outsmart the book.
That's true.
He has been like outsmarting Voldemort for like the past 7 years. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe he could like corner it or something,
Yeah.
But he would get eaten. I'd say the
You
monster
reckon
book wins.
you reckon he would get eaten? I don't know, 'cause,
Probably.
rats are known to eat
That's
books
true.
as well.
They eat books. They eat children.
Yeah, he also watches children.
He does watches
Peter
them while they
Pettigrew.
sleep. Peter Pettigrew. Some people call him.
He's quite like a stealthy kind of guy. So
Okay.
he might have a chance. But
I think he's okay. But yeah, I think the book wins.
you reckon the book wins?
What do you
All right.
reckon?
Yeah, I think you're right. That thing was vicious.
He's gonna
in
get
the
fucked
movies.
up. I don't know why he gives that to kids. Like it's so dangerous. What are you doing?
Yeah,
bro?
why is that? Why is everything in the Harry Potter universe so dangerous for no reason?
I have no idea. My theory is like Dumbledore's really into Richard Dawkins. So he just like Darwinian evolution. He's just like the strongest will survive Hogwarts. So If you can make it 7 years at Hogwarts without dying, you're a fucking good wizard, bro.
That's true. Yeah, that is actually true. It's a tough world out there.
Every day. They've got to come up those staircases,
Who designed this school, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's people from like fucking 700 years ago were like, what if the staircases just move the whole time? And
Yeah.
they actually don't take you to where you're supposed to go at all most of the time.
Won't the kids get there late? Or like some would die on the way to class, possibly.
Yeah, but I guess they just weren't good enough to be wizards.
That's fair enough. Yeah. I'm a Slytherin.
Actually, what is your Harry Potter house?
That's a good question. I'm Gryffindor, but I have got Hufflepuff once. I've done it like
Yeah,
4
okay.
times. So
Yeah.
like I think it's like the animal thing for me that
Yeah.
makes me a Hufflepuff, but I'm definitely a Gryffindor.
And the questions are so obvious. They're like, what's your favorite animal? A lion?
Lion, and you're like, oh, which house is that going to put me in? Or a snake?
Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck. I really do like snakes.
Maybe that'll get me in Gryffindor.
Yeah, I think I'm a Hufflepuff. Yeah, I think I got Slytherin. I think I got Gryffindor to begin with, but then I got Slytherin because a girl I liked when I was like 14 said she was in Slytherin.
Yeah, sick.
And so I redid it and I was like, yeah, actually me too.
I'm a Slytherin as well. That's so weird.
Isn't that weird that we're like the same?
We're just like meant to be together.
That's kind
you
of crazy.
know?
We have so much in
I'm
common.
not saying we should get married, but like this stuff is pretty conclusive.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so the monster book has made it to the second round. That's
Okay.
impressive. All right, next up we have Dobby versus a Gringotts goblin.
That's going to be a close one, actually.
Yeah, I think
but
so. They're both really short.
Gringotts goblin.
They
eh?
both have really long noses.
Yeah, same reach. The same
Yeah,
reach.
same. If it was a UFC lineup, they'd have the same height and reach.
The weight
sort of
class.
thing.
Yeah. But the Gringotts, they're like security, right? So they've got
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah.
Dobby doesn't have anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus
He's just
Dobby,
got his
like,
wit.
Straight up dies.
One knife through a teleporter, and that's
one
it.
knife. Come on, bro.
That's a good point. I feel like a Gringotts, goblin would be hardy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Years
They'd
of
be
dealing
trained.
with customer service
Yeah.
would really get them hardy.
They're trained in jujitsu,
Yeah.
MMA, like.
I think she did tweet. I think J.K. Rowling did tweet about
Oh,
that.
yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's tweeted a lot of things.
Yeah. So that was one of the retcons she did. They're all
Yeah.
trained in jujitsu.
Dumbledore's gay, and also the Gringotts goblins, they are trained in jujitsu.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
okay, sweet.
You're like, that's actually makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
lore-wise
yeah.
somehow. So I don't know, but Dobby does have the magical abilities, you know?
Yeah.
He can cast spells without a wand.
He can. And he can do like the elf version of apparating. That's totally not apparating.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
seems to be able to break the rules of apparating.
Well, it can happen in Hogwarts because that's how, that's just, just for the narrative, really.
yeah, and we can just do it in
don't
and out of
question
the
it.
Malfoy dungeon.
Yeah.
You know? No one ever thought to put a protective spell on that.
She definitely wrote herself into a corner for like a week and was sitting there just on her balcony like, fuck.
What can I do?
Oh, fuck. Oh, Dobby, of course.
Dobby comes.
And then he dies.
But didn't Dobby work at that house for like 15 years? Like,
Don't ask too many questions about this. I also
Okay.
forgot to mention the Gringotts Goblin. This seems like a pretty vital piece of information. Specifically, is the one that takes Hagrid to the Chamber of the thing to get the Philosopher's Stone. The one that goes,
Lamp, please. Key, please.
Well, he
that one.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon-
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think Dobby's just knocked out straight away.
Dobby's pretty weak.
All right, so Gringotts Goblin that goes
Lamp, please.
has made it through. That
right.
brings us on to our next one.
Okay.
Flitwick versus Aragog. Professor
jeez.
Flitwick, also a man of short stature, very similar to the Gringotts Goblin,
yeah.
actually, versus a giant spider
Okay. Yeah.
and all of their children.
He does know Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, that's actually a
You
really
know,
good point.
he could do that. He could throw Aragog's babies at his face.
That's
you
a
know,
good point.
Like I feel like Flitwick low key is a badass. you
Yeah,
know?
I think he's packing.
He is
in
yeah.
many ways.
Yeah. Flitdick. Yeah, but he's like, I feel like you see how angry he gets, like in. I think it's the Half-Blood Prince when Harry rocks up late because like Malfoy's broken his nose.
That's right.
There's like an unchained beast there.
It's something he's not
What
he's
are you
not
doing
talking
here?
about.
You're
Yeah.
like, Jesus, Flitwick. There's a history
Man,
there.
he's got some unresolved trauma he needs
does.
to really
Yeah.
sort out.
Aragog.
You're-
Aragog wins.
and then
down.
Aragog definitely just
Yeah.
like wraps him up just
Yeah.
straight away.
Just eats him. Yeah.
I agree. I think Aragog probably would win.
Yeah. Aragog would win a lot of these fights, I feel like.
Yeah. Does he? Oh no, he dies eventually, doesn't he?
He just dies of like either a panic attack or
Yeah,
just stress.
COVID got him.
Yeah, COVID.
Yeah.
It was the Omicron variant,
that's what
not
got
even
him.
the peak. He's like, oh, I didn't wear a mask.
No.
Hagrid didn't wipe down my groceries.
Well, you saw how him and his kids were living. There was
That's
no
true.
social distancing going on at all.
No
so.
toilet space. They're all shitting everywhere.
All right, that brings us on to our next one: Hedwig versus Hermione's cat.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So we got an owl versus a cat
Yeah.
that's in a movie like once.
Trained to eat birds.
Yeah, that's true.
Something weird going on with that cat as well, because it kind of knows who's like an animagus or not. Like it kind of. So
there's a lot more like fleshed out character with Hermione's cat in the books. She's just kind of like.
I think it's like a Peter Pettigrew situation. Like I think it's a person hiding as that cat.
Oh my God, it's like Ron. You never see Ron and the cat in the same location.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Yeah.
It's Ginger as well. So
that's true. Yeah.
I reckon you're onto something there.
Because I think the only plot point that cat had in the whole movie franchise was eating the ear. You know, when they're like eavesdropping in on the.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it ate the ear. And that was it. It was a way for Ron and Hermione to fight in that book. And you're like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah, you're like,
stop fighting. Just solve the mystery, guys.
All right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I think the cat wins.
Yeah, I think so too. And Hedwig also got,
Got ganked.
got killed as
Is
well.
it ganked or gacked?
Yeah.
I feel like ganked could be something terrible that I just do not know. They're like, ooh.
Everyone's like, dude, I can't believe you said that,
Ganked,
dude.
bro. You're
the
canceled.
hell? All right, the next one I've got is Draco Malfoy versus, this one's quite long, versus a boggart that looks like first year Harry, and he looks like he really doesn't want to shake anyone's hand.
Oh, right, yeah.
A reference to in the first movie where Draco goes, I think you need to make friends with the right people. And then he holds his hand out, and Harry was not having any of it.
And he was done from that point on.
Yeah, and from that point on,
he's done. The boggart wins, hands down. Draco doesn't do anything.
I think that's his biggest fear. I feel like being publicly humiliated like that first year, 5 minutes into Hogwarts.
First day. He was probably going through that in his head. He's like, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to tell everyone I'm a Malfoy. Everyone's going to cheer. And Haz is like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
he's
fuck
like,
you, man. He's
my
like,
whole life.
I can't believe that happened to me.
Curse you, Potter.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. For the rest of my life, I'm going to make it my life's mission to fucking hate this guy. You guys could have been really good friends.
They could have been. They could have been besties, That's the tragedy.
Instead, he made friends with Crabbe and Goyle and
Dumbledore
and
wouldn't
Flame,
have died.
or Blaze or something.
Yeah, Blaze Sabini. When it was a Crabbe just got like arrested for drug possession.
And they're like, let's introduce Blaze.
Blaze and not tell anyone.
Yeah.
So you're like, Crabbe looks so different in this movie. What is going on?
And this was around the time that I was playing Pokemon Ruby.
Oh, nice.
And I had a Blaziken.
Yep.
And
I
I
like it.
nicknamed it Blaze. And I was
like
like, dude, what the fuck? Did they just fuck? Has J.K. Rowling been playing Pokemon?
Might have, man.
How
How do you think she got all those fantastic beasts? She's like,
That's true.
Hey, look, this is a jiggly poof. And you're like, all right, that's a little.
I guess
what
so.
happened out there, bro?
Dude, I actually don't want to know what happened out
all right.
there.
Is that Frank?
fuck
Is he murdering people? You should probably check on that. All right, so we just heard like a really big bang in the background. It sounded suspiciously like a body hitting the ground. So he's going to investigate. And if I hear screams, I'm not going after him.
I think the wind just shut my window. Yeah, it did.
I hope so. Either that or you got a jumper. Something just flew past that window a second ago.
Dude, that actually did sound like Jumper, like almost identical to it.
Okay.
That was okay. So you reckon the Boggart would win?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Everything against Draco Malfoy wins,
Also,
I would say, yeah.
I've never seen Draco do a good spell.
No. He does that really weird spell where he like makes a real life snake.
Yeah.
But the snake doesn't do anything.
And then just sits there and it's like, what the fuck? Am I alive?
Oh my God.
Who am I?
I can think, I can feel. And then Snape just comes up, what the fuck is this? Just kills it. It's like, and 3 seconds of life.
Yeah.
You experience joy for 3 seconds.
It's like, when you like a baby chick hatches and the first thing it like sees is what it bonds to. And it just saw that kid and it was like, oh my God, I love this kid as like my mother. And then gets immediately obliterated.
Avada Kedavra. That was really unnecessary, Snape.
That poor
Look,
Snape.
I know you're not getting the defense against the dark arts position, but that was crazy.
Yeah, that was fucking wild. And then that the other dude, the defense against the dark arts guy, just kind of boinks it up for some reason.
Oh yeah. Lockhart.
Yeah, Lockhart.
The sus heart. Yeah.
What was that, man?
I don't know what was going on with that guy.
I don't
He's
get
like
it.
winking at little girls at the school.
That
like,
was
you're like,
fucking yeah. Now that I think about it, that was really weird.
He's one of the most sus
Children,
characters.
please.
Sign my book,
I have enough time for all of you, please.
especially you, Hermione. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, that was
Who vets
really
these
weird.
teachers? Dumbledore? Like,
He definitely doesn't have a blue card.
no,
for sure.
doesn't have a working with kids card
Yeah.
at all. Like, yeah.
Definitely not. And why would people continue to want to be Defense Against the Dark Arts
I don't
teachers
know.
when every year for like 50 years
People die.
they've always died or had something horrific happen to them?
I don't know. He somehow got Slughorn to do it.
Yeah, that's a
But
good
like, he would have been
point.
the last like person you'd want to hire as well, because
Yeah,
he's like sus too.
he
Like,
had
he's
a bad history as well. He has photos of kids
Yeah,
in
yeah.
his
on
you
his
know,
wall, like,
wall.
and
yeah.
he's got like has like after hours parties with kids with alcohol, and you're
true.
like, these kids are at high
He's like,
school, bro.
let me teach you how to make liquid luck. Next, next we're going to be teaching you how to make roofies.
Yeah, which is love potion basically.
Yeah, that's
love
actually
potion is
true.
just a roofie.
And he did make them make a love potion.
And Ronno's like super into that. He's like,
He's like, yes.
get my hands on some of this
Love potion,
You're
yeah.
like, okay.
I actually learned recently, I don't know if it's something in like the cursed child or something, that a love potion was used on Voldemort's father by the mother, and that's why he has the inability to love or something like that.
I've heard that, yeah. It would make sense.
It would make sense, I guess.
But like, I think
Or he's just evil.
yeah, he's just evil. He's like Ted Bundy, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
guy's just gonna kill people.
I'm
you
like,
know?
that means that there's probably heaps of Voldemorts rocking around here. There's
Probably.
no way that she's the only person that's used a love potion successfully.
Oh no, exactly. Like these people that's come out of a stupor after like 40 years of marriage, they're like,
What the hell?
I got this like tiny house in the suburbs. I was living the life, and then I woke up. She'd like love potion me for 40 years. It's terrible.
Dude, Rita Skeeter would have a field day
man.
with that.
Yeah, but she's a cricket now. Like, she's,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's like in a jar. So
Yeah, what the hell?
Hermione is diabolical.
Yeah, what the is that going to be in the show?
Probably,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
new HBO, like true to the book
Yeah.
series?
Just see like Hermione just tapping the jar and
Yeah,
Rita
she was
Skeeter.
sadistic in the
Yes.
books.
And she wipes her parents' memories
Yeah, the whole thing.
just with no explanation.
Yeah, that was weird.
Hey guys, look over there. For it's like right in the back of the head, and then you just see their eyes like glaze over. They're like, oh,
Lobotomizes
guess I'm
them.
going to go to Australia.
True, yeah. Why would they come here as well, of all
Yeah,
places?
I don't know.
It's so far away.
And they came on like a colony ship as well. They could have just taken a plane.
They're
No
like,
one
no.
comes to Australia on those anymore.
J.K. Rowling has not lived a lot of life. She
No.
spends a lot of time behind a typewriter.
She does, yeah, and Twitter.
Yeah, and
Formerly Twitter.
That's a good point. Next up, we have this next one is Barty Crouch Jr. versus a chapstick.
Okay, yeah. That's a hard one.
Yeah, because
I
Barty
think-
Crouch Jr. loves licking his lips.
He does. He does. Yep.
That is,
I didn't get that till you explained it to me.
you're like, yes, chapstick.
I was just like, yeah.
Where's this
I
going?
couldn't see the connection. It was so obvious. Yeah, the chapstick wins, I think.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Barty Crouch cannot stop licking his
No,
lips.
Not even when he's in disguise.
Yeah.
You're like, we know it's you that licks your lips.
That is a weird tick for him to have.
Well documented.
yeah. Never explained
No
either.
wonder you got like thrown out of Doctor Who, bro. Like, just licking your lips.
He was method acting on set
He was,
too.
yeah. He was
just
doing the
being real
whole
weird.
like fucking what's his name? 30 Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto. yeah, he was doing the whole Jared Leto, just rocking up with dead things in his pocket. They're like, God, we can't have this guy on set anymore.
Yeah, this guy's a liability.
Oh God, get him out of here.
Barty Crouch Jr. Kind of sounded like a question in
yeah.
the trial.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, yeah.
Do you remember that when he's like, they're like, oh, tell us like the names of the Death Eaters. And he's like, Barty Crouch. And everyone's like, oh, and he goes, Junior.
Yeah. It was like he's going to pull out like Junior Mints or something. Like it's an as Junior.
And you're like, oh.
You get Junior Mints. You can have 14 kids. It'll make you super virile.
Damn, this is a good guy to get sponsored by
yeah.
this. He
Also,
loves licking
arrest
his
that guy.
lips.
He's running away.
So you reckon the chapstick would win?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that might be the low-key winner of this whole tournament. Yeah.
I'd agree. I don't know. Let's
Yeah, let's see.
give
Okay, all right,
it some time. We've also got Sharkhead Victor Krom,
Okay, yeah.
and he's versing the Age of Consent.
Yep. That's he loses to that every time, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, 'cause
his
he-
age is so ambiguous.
I think he's like 17 or 18 in the books.
Yeah.
And Hermione's like 14 in that.
Something like that.
And then they
yeah.
start dating.
He's old enough to play in like the world
real
championships.
Quidditch,
So
yeah.
like he could be 17 to 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hermione is not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And she's actually still in school.
Yeah, she's very much in school.
And they're pen pals for a long time too.
Yeah, a suspicious amount of time.
Yeah, like
a
all
Bill
the way
Cosby
until like the
amount of
last
time.
book. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, real weird.
It's also Sharkhead Victor Krom, so he's
Yeah.
also only got like a very small peanut-sized brain.
True. And he's kind of like hoping he'll get cast in the Street Sharks reboot like later that year. So he's just kind of staying
Yeah,
in
he's
character.
like, no, this would be worth it.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's going to get that reference. Street Sharks.
I'm sure somebody
Someone will
will.
be like, fuck yeah.
Dude, Street Sharks.
One
man, let's
person in
go.
the comments.
Like and
Street
subscribe.
Sharks.
Man, I gotta listen to this guy's podcast more. This is sick.
Please don't.
All right, the Age of Consent. All right, that brings us to our last battle, but then we've got to, then we got to narrow it down
Yeah, we
after
do.
this.
Yeah.
Our last battle is Dumbledore, except this is Dumbledore when he's halfway through drinking that that Horcrux water, and he's kind of like, oh, no more, no more, that thing, and a literal pig raised for slaughter.
Okay. Yeah.
As we know, he raised Harry like a pig for slaughter.
That's true.
You
Yes,
know?
that's true.
As famously said by Snape.
Snape,
Read him like a
the
pig
good
for
guy.
slaughter.
The
Yeah.
quote unquote good guy. Dumbledore, he does ramble some pretty off key stuff. You know, he's talking about killing his sister. And
Yeah, he's like crying and stuff.
Harry. The pig, maybe? The pig wins this one?
Pigs can eat people.
Yeah, if we're going by like who has more moral clarity, I'm definitely going to go with the pig because Dumbledore, low key, the villain of the franchise.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, all of this stuff.
And
He introduces Voldemort.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he clearly saw he
he's
was
like-
a serial killer.
Damn, he's fucking crazy. We should take him to this school. Give him a scholarship,
Let's
man,
give
actually.
him superhuman powers. This kid that's openly admitted to torturing animals and like killing students or something. And he's like,
You know what? Come to Hogwarts.
Yeah, Hogwarts is a great place to be, actually.
Can't see what would happen that's bad.
Hogwarts is great. We've got giant snakes in the walls. We've got a groundskeeper that threatens to murder students. It's gonna be great.
Hagrid has kids in his hut after hours for an unspecified amount of time. Don't worry about it. Just come.
It's gonna be fine.
Yes.
Nothing can't be worse than the orphanage you're in.
Yes. Doesn't even have a working toilet seat lid. Look at this thing. It wobbles all over the place.
And don't worry about it. You look great bald. Yeah. All right. So you reckon the pig?
well, what do you reckon? I
Dumbledore in that state is like
he's still
pretty useless. I
makes
think
those fucking flames though.
that's before he drinks, though, isn't it? That's after he finishes it.
Finishes it. Yeah, that's like him necking a fucking keg of that stuff.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still like, "Rah!" with the flames. Like he
yeah.
even manages to like shoot a real precise flame underwater.
That's a good
that like
point.
hits like this junkie that's just like pulled Hazard under the water.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I don't know, like even Dumbledore laced out is still pretty powerful.
That is a good point. Fuck, Dumbledore might clear this.
He might.
Damn, I
He's
guess
got to go
he,
up against the chapstick though.
I guess he could beat a literal. That's true. All right, well that brings us to our next battles. Let me draw the beast battle, the lines in here for our visual listeners.
I wouldn't have got what was going on. Yeah.
Okay, so our next battle is Monster Book versus Aragog.
Okay. Yeah, well, I feel
A sentient book with like 8 eyes. It kind of looks like a monster in
it does.
itself.
Looks like a little bit of a spider.
Yeah.
It could probably bite his heels, you know?
That's
Cause
true.
a little bit of tendon
Yeah.
damage, you know?
All it needs to do is cough on him and then
Yeah.
he gets sick. and
Yeah,
dies.
it got Harry's nuts. So, like, maybe it could, like,
Yeah.
sneak up on Aragog.
That's
Like,
true.
bite his left testicle and...
Yeah. How do you kill a book?
That's a good question. Well, Harry stabbed it with a snake tooth. Apparently,
That's
that's
true.
the only way to kill a book in Harry Potter. Yeah, no, the Aragog wins.
Okay, yeah,
Hands
no,
down,
that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Aragog clears that one pretty easy. Next, we got the Gringotts Goblin, specifically the one that goes lamp, please, versus Hermione's cat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real. It's a real.
It's a noodle scratcher.
Yeah.
I think the goblin hands down.
Yeah,
He's
honestly,
trained in
this is-
MMA,
we're getting-
jiu-jitsu,
yeah,
Krav
that's
Maga,
true.
you
Yeah,
know.
according to her tweets. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty easy. And then
Okay.
next up, we got the Boggart that looks like first year Harry, and he looks like he really doesn't want to shake someone's hand. Versus the Age of Consent.
Okay. I mean, the age of consent always wins in the Harry Potter universe.
And you know what? And that's why the Age of Consent always wins.
Exactly.
And everybody, I hope we're all
Listen
learning
up,
something
kids.
here.
Listen up.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we've got Dumbledore, specifically him when he drinks the potion. He's like, oh, no, I don't want to drink anymore. Versus Chapstick.
I mean, the chapstick, right?
Yeah, man.
His lips would be.
Let's be
because he's
honest.
asking for water.
Oh, that's
He's
so
like,
true. He's like
"Water,
dehydrated.
water."
Yeah.
And like, if he doesn't get the chapstick or water,
Yeah.
he gets him water. That's how he does the flames.
He
But
goes to put the chapstick on. The chapstick like shrinks back into its tube because he like can't drink the water.
Voldemort
Yeah.
saw that far ahead. He's like, he's not going to allow water. Oh, what if he gets a chapstick?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not going to be allowed to have a chapstick
that's a
either.
good
You know,
point. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Horcrux.
So yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I think the chapstick
yeah.
wins
He's
there.
gonna run away with this, I reckon.
Yeah. That leaves us with the semi-finals. We have Aragog versus the Age of Consent and the Gringotts Goblin versus a Chapstick. Let's go with Aragog and the Age of Consent
Okay.
first.
I mean, yeah, that's a hard one. That's pretty
Yeah.
evenly
What is the
matched.
Age of Consent in the Spider world?
Well, he's
you know?
pretty old, right?
Yeah, he's a pretty old
But,
dude.
or she.
She, yeah.
Is it a she?
And I think she was she pregnant when she escaped?
Yeah. What's Hagrid been doing?
Yeah, that's a good
Maybe
point.
she lost to the age of consent. You know.
Friends of Hagrid, tell him he owes me child support payments for 7,000 children.
Tell him how to use a condom. My God, I've got 5,000 kids. Try feeding all these.
That's so true.
Got food stamps. None of them work.
Brings 2 small second-year students,
Yep.
and then Aragog's like, yeah, that'll feed all like 700 of my kids.
Yeah, we just split it nice and evenly. Everyone gets an eye.
Yeah,
You get
that's
an
true.
eyelash, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were pretty big.
Yeah.
They were pretty big, big spiders too.
What are you going to go on this one? This is a hard one. I feel like this is neck and neck. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, I kind of feel like Aragog, he's a spider. He doesn't abide by the laws of man.
Okay.
I
yeah,
think
that's
he
true.
would beat the
He'd
Age
win.
of Consent.
Yeah. It's just a piece of paper, really. Yeah.
Well, let me. You know what? I'm just gonna brush over that. I'm gonna say Aragog won. And then we've got the Gringotts Goblin, specifically the one that goes lamp please, versus a Chapstick.
Okay. Yeah.
They're pretty old and crusty.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think's going to win on this one? I think
I don't know. I feel like the Gringotts Goblin could use that thing down to the bone.
True.
know?
Yeah. They got like sharp teeth.
You could eat it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Nice for his teeth. his
Lock it in a
gums.
safe.
Yeah.
And
Gringotts
then
Goblin.
shut it.
Yeah, he could win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Chapsticks
so.
met his match.
Damn. All right. Well, I didn't expect that, but here we go.
Chapsticks knocked out.
I'll be honest, I did not expect the finale to be Aragog versus a Gringotts Goblin, but here we are.
All right. Yeah.
I've connected these wrong, I've just noticed. There we go. The
there you go.
finale.
Yeah.
Aragog versus the Gringotts Goblin, specifically the one that goes lamp please, key please. Yeah. It's tough. Giant
Tough,
spider
tough, yeah. Or a guy that really likes lamps, you know?
Yeah.
Like
and rides a roller coaster every day to work.
Yeah.
The
He'd be
craziest.
pretty jacked though, like that. The G-force, you know, like maybe he'd be able to like pick Aragog up.
He actually used to be the size of a regular guy, but because of all the G's, it's just crushed his
Just crushed
spine.
him down, but he's jacked. He's
Yeah.
like he's like Ned Flanders. He just takes off his shirt and he's just jacked. He's like, come on, Aragog.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
The Gringotts Goblins are
Yeah,
underestimated.
yeah. I think he wins.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, there
He's
you
got
have it, guys.
Gryffindor's, sword in a vault as well.
fuck,
you know?
that's
Just
actually
pull that
true.
shit out, you know?
Yeah, he
Chop
could-
his fucking legs off.
The giant dragon that's prison. Actually, now I think about it,
He's got equipment.
the goblins are kind of pieces of
Yeah,
shit.
low
They're
key.
They're like, what if we just trap an entire dragon down in the depths underground to protect a couple of safes?
You're gonna
kind
feed
of.
it. You're gonna feed
Yeah.
it. Who's taking care of the dragon?
Yeah. Is it even in the vicinity So like, is it even able to defend anything, or are you just going to chain it down so it can't escape?
In a miscellaneous area, not near the vaults.
No, not near the vaults at all.
In the perfect place that if it flies through the ceiling, it breaks the whole vault.
Directly in the center of Gringotts Bank, so that it
The
can just go
weakest
all the way
part,
up through
structural
the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, the goblins actually aren't as smart as I thought.
No. Yeah. Logic. If Logic was on this, it would win hands down. Not the rapper.
Yeah.
Just hardcore facts. Yeah.
Logic, not
Yeah.
Maybe the rapper.
He might. He's pretty good. Yeah. He's fast.
He is fast. What kind of drew you to Harry Potter to start making content about it?
Dude, I'm going to look like the biggest fraud right now. Like, I liked Harry Potter when I started making it, but I didn't intend to become the Harry Potter guy.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yeah,
That was the kind of the same sort of thing.
Was that with Minecraft? Like,
Well, kind of all of those
Yeah,
things.
right.
You start making a few videos on that stuff, and then
Yeah.
you just become the guy.
it's
you
weird,
know?
isn't it? Because it kind of
Yeah.
like, it pigeonholes you into being a very specific thing.
Yeah.
And I do like Harry. I like listen to it. I go to sleep to it. Like
Yeah.
Stephen Fry. So,
Dude,
like,
soothing
so
voice,
somber,
man.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried like listening to other Stephen Fry books, like just to like spice things up. And I'm like, I'm not listening to him like read a Christmas Carol. It's just not the same.
That's true.
You know?
Or
Like,
him talking about like a book he wrote. What was it, like the human one about the evolution?
like Greek mythology and
He did
and
that one too,
evolution of
yeah, that-
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I got about halfway through Sapiens, and I was like,
Dude, that's rough. That's a hard book, man. You're like, dude, this guy researched a lot.
This guy-
Props to him.
this guy really likes Sapiens.
He
man.
does. He likes stories. Stories have the power to shape reality.
Yeah, so they say. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit like that, I suppose. But you've been branching out and doing. You did Twilight stuff as well.
The Twilight was doing all right. So that's like, but it is kind of hard, and you've probably experienced this, to like try and break out of the niche that YouTube's put you in. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just going to keep like serving you to that audience again and again, and then
Yeah.
they'll be like, I didn't sign up for this. And you're like, but I'm feeling creatively trapped here, guys. Like, I've done literally 400 Harry Potter videos.
and they're like, and keep going.
And they're like, they're not fresh anymore. You're like, oh,
Do another one.
do another one, bro. Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
It's like a dancing monkey in a cage. You're like, oh,
It
God.
it does get like that. I mean, yeah, it really does. It's one of those things. Even with my shorts and like moving to do long form stuff
Yeah.
is so different from the shorts as well.
Yeah, you've managed to break out quite successfully, I would say. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it's still like an uphill battle. You've just got to be. You just got to be like, no, you will like this. You just keep doing it, being like, no, listen here,
algorithm.
eat the burger.
Yeah.
Watch the video. It will happen.
And like, do you find that like your hardcore fans will follow you across to that stuff? Because like every now and then I'll try something and they're just like, dude, this isn't it.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
oh man, that sucks.
It's there's always going to be people that enjoy the different things that you do. Like there's people that watch the streams that really like the shorts but don't watch the long form videos, or vice versa. People that only watch long form videos. Someone found me just from Spotify because
That's
I like
sick. Yeah.
they have like a YouTube feature now,
Yeah,
sort
it's
of thing.
getting there. Yeah, they're like, have you seen? It's like got a create button there down in the bottom right
Really?
corner. Now. So like, it's like straight up like TikTok and shit.
What
You're like,
the hell?
I can create something right here. You're like, oh, dude.
This is no longer the listening app.
No, it's like, what is this? Everyone's doing shorts now. You're like,
Yeah, that's but they just want a piece of that.
oh, of course.
Piece of that pie.
Yeah. They want the algorithm that like hooks you in like cocaine.
It seems pretty like adjacent though, because I pretty much, because I got YouTube Premium, I'll put on like a Charlie video in the morning or something, and I'll just like lock my phone and just have a shower while listening. I don't even watch the video. I just
I'm
listen
the
to
same.
the video.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of people do that with my videos.
Oh, true.
Maybe they don't like my face or something. They're like, dude, I just listen to your videos. I'm like, firstly,
like-
my voice alone would be really annoying. But secondly, like, what's wrong with my face, guys? Come on.
And they're long videos too.
Videos, yeah. People have them on like playlists. People tell me they go to sleep
true.
listening to my voice.
Damn, that's kind of awesome.
Like Stephen Fry. I'm like Stephen Fry for some people. I was like, all right.
You need to start adding subliminal messaging. Yeah.
Join the Navy.
Yeah.
Do it.
The army is the best thing you'll ever do.
It's a career that you can't turn down when the job market is failing.
Wow,
There's always more wars.
They wake up and they're like, wow, why do I feel like doing 20 push-ups right now and
Oh my God, I'm
serving my
jacked.
country? Yeah.
I've been listening to this podcast for 3 weeks and I'm jacked.
Yeah, this is actually kind of sick.
I don't know, like sniper skills out of nowhere. Like I feel like I could shoot the hairs off the back of that guy's neck.
Yeah, damn. I mean, that's pretty cool. It does kind of make the amount of editing and stuff like that and
does,
like
yeah.
all the effort you put in to be like, oh man, should I even be bothering putting like effects on this thing?
Yeah. It is a weird one because like you do want to put in that effort. Like, and I'm sure you have this as well. It's like I have like this crippling anxiety of just wanting to give the best to the audience, you know, of just like they've clicked on your video, they've given you their time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to like fuck around with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like there are a lot of people that just take the piss with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have to respect the audience for sure because at the end of the day, yeah, they click on your video thinking they're going to have a good time for 20 minutes or an hour or whatever. And if you're like just fucking around for like extending the time kind of thing, it's
The preamble, like, yeah, this is like the 30th video I've made on this topic, guys. Did you watch the last ones? Yeah. So this is a Steam Deck, and you're like, I just want to hear about the Steam Deck, bro.
Yeah,
Like, that's all I want
please,
to hear
bro.
about.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than going onto those like tutorial YouTube channels
man.
and
Yeah.
there's like 30-second intro with like old YouTube music.
The graphics.
Yeah, and then they like start talking about just like, hey guys, welcome to my video. If
Yeah.
you're new, like, I'm like, dude, just tell me what I came here for.
Exactly.
All right. This is a 4-minute tutorial. What I'm asking you to show me is 15 seconds.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. How do I change the cursor to the cut tool on Final Cut Pro?
Be like right at the end of the video. They're like, thanks for listening, guys. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
I missed it. I got to go back
You're
now.
like,
Like the
shit.
retention, they got me on the
And
retention.
they got that little spike that just shows. It's
like
just a massive spike
The one
right
thing,
at that
there's
bit.
the
Yeah.
dip as soon as it comes in, and then like straight to the part they need.
They have a brand deal for a tutorial. Yeah. They're like, guys, this is how to set up Windows Vista.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's talk to our sponsor right now, Raid Shadow
Vista.
Legends.
yeah, Raid Shadow. It's like everyone. Raid Shadow led and like who is this? Like Casper mattresses. Like
Oh yeah, I haven't got any Casper mattress
that's more
ones.
of a Spotify thing, eh? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
true,
yeah. I
yeah.
get Casper. Actually, no, not for a while. What is it now? It's like Gamer Subs.
GamerSup's is a big one. I get a lot of like just weird ones. I got one for like an insurance company or
Okay,
something. And I was
right.
like, what the fuck? How is this?
That's strange, man.
Just
Yeah.
just on a podcast. I was like, sorry, dude. I thought I was listening to some two dudes talk, and now I'm getting insurance
It's like
ideas.
It's like, what is this podcast? Like, there's nothing. Well, one of my biggest sponsors is like an accounting company.
Oh,
And
really?
They're like so chill.
Yeah.
It's like my stuff's pretty edgy. And
Yeah.
like they were just like, we really love your channel. I was like,
Is that Odoo?
yeah. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
guys, like, it's got nothing to do with your app, but like, if you're cool enough to like advertise, like, let's do it. And they just let me do whatever I want. So I'm
That's
like,
actually
it's like
sick.
sick. They're like a good partner to have. Like, they kind of get YouTube advertising. They're not like
Yeah.
making me read
Yeah.
a billion things. They're like, yeah, say, like, put it 2 seconds into the video.
Yeah.
So people definitely won't just like leave the video straight away. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the,
that's good.
the most outrageous like brand ask you've had?
I've had somebody ask for like the first 30 seconds of the video to like put the product in and be like, no, the ad read needs to be
9-minute
that.
ad read.
Yeah,
You're like,
and it is like it's like the ad read can be between 60 and 90 seconds, but we're going to give you enough talking points where it has to be 2.5 minutes for you to read the whole thing.
like, Jesus Christ.
You're like, this is awesome.
It's like one of those
so cool.
gambling ads where they're just like, come to Gamble Town. And there's like, by the way, gambling will cause you cancer.
Dude, I've had a bit for that for so long. I've thought about doing a video of like a gambling video where it's like, you know, just a skit of just, you know, it might not happen overseas, but in Australia, you'll have like a crazy big celebration, like a sports bet ad, and they'll be like, yeah, woo, I like won $1 million. And then it'll just hard cut to a black screen with text, and it's like, gambling is ruining your life. If you need help, call this hotline. I just thought it'd be so fun to get more and more ridiculous, like different ads where he's like on a jet ski, he's like, well, I just won $1 million. And then it's like, Dave, come home. We need you at home.
Your daughter hasn't seen you in 6 months, Dave.
Dave, don't double down. You've just lost the house.
Quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead.
Dave, it's okay. Your kids need you.
What are you even doing? You've won once in 3 years.
You're not going to win that back. The multi's not going to pay off.
I'm in too deep now, babe. I'm in too deep. I've got to keep going. I've got to double down each time.
I went to a screening the other night to watch the F1 movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was going to go to that, but like, it's hard to get out.
Yeah. It was at the Crown Casino.
Was it good?
It was actually a really good
Sick.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after the movie finished, Emma and I, my partner, we were like, we're at the casino. Why don't we fucking do a little bit of gambling?
Gambling up, yeah.
And we went to this roulette table, which was like $5 roulette. And I was
Right.
like, okay, that's pretty cheap.
Nice.
So I put $50 in.
Yeah.
I get $50 in chips. And they go, oh, by the way, if you want to just bet red and black, it's $50 minimum.
What?
And I was like,
That's a new rule.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
that's
dude.
steep.
They keep doing that. They keep adding rules. Not that I go a lot,
Yeah.
but every time I go, every couple of years, I'm like, let's play blackjack. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is kind of blackjack, except it's heavily skewed in our favor now.
Yeah. They're like, you can't count cards. The only thing that you can do to win in this casino, and you got to sign this form. We're going to get one of your kidneys when you leave. You're like,
Yeah.
man, this is brutal.
You're like, why do people still come here?
I don't know. There's a bathtub with ice there right next to the table. Some guy's waking up from a drug-addled coma.
It's going to be worth it.
I can buy 3 kidneys when I win.
Dude, I won on roulette 3 weeks ago. It changed my life.
You're like, have you even got lungs?
Oh, no.
Changed my life for the worse. Yeah, and we were like, all right, let's just do one bet and let's see how it goes.
Fair enough.
We put it on red, and Emma was like, it's got to be red. So I put it on red, and then she's like, maybe change it to black. And I was like, okay, change it to black. It was red, and we lost. And
Shit.
there was a moment in my head where I was like, if I just put another $50 on it, I might win that money back.
You might be able to pay off this house.
Yeah,
next week.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And then reality set in. I was like, that is literally how they get you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a good gambling experience. So I don't think I could get addicted even if I tried, because I just keep losing.
yeah, I can't turn off that part of my brain. Like, but they're just taking my money. Like,
Yeah,
that's
wait.
literally all they're doing. Like, they're moving cards around a table, but
Oh,
you're like, hey, check
that's
this
so
out,
cool.
bro. Look at this.
There's a magician next to you, like doing magic
It's got
tricks.
the little twirly thing.
Yeah.
Is empty your pockets, empty your pockets.
They've just got Subway Surfers on like a small device next to you gambling.
Yeah, you're like, swipe here, hit microtransaction.
Okay.
You're like, oh, I guess if I have to, guys. Crown Casino. This is sponsored by Crown Casino, guys.
This is no, please. Oh man. That brings us on
Yes.
to our next segment.
All right.
All right. Let me just pull it up real
I don't
quick.
even think I answered your original question.
I don't even
from
know
that
what the
first
question was.
one. All right, let's go.
Familiar or
Fraud. This next segment is called Familiar or Fraud.
Okay.
All right. This is where
Feeling anxious, you know.
Yeah, you should.
Oh,
you
God.
should. This is a quiz.
All right.
Kind of a quiz. There will be 4 real magical creatures from the Harry Potter universe,
All right.
and 1 magical creature that I have personally made up.
Okay.
And you have
All
to
right.
guess which one
Which
it
one's
is.
the fraud? I like
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. First up is the flobber worm.
Okay.
This is a fat brown worm that literally does nothing.
Okay,
It just sits there, and its only defense is squirting mucus.
All right. Well, I mean, sounds useless. I don't know why someone would invent something like that, but let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
Right. Next up, we've got the hinky punk.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little wispy creature that lures travelers into bogs.
Okay.
It has 1 leg.
All right.
It just hops
Okay.
around, and it carries a lantern. And it's supposed to lure people. Oh, come into this bog.
Okay.
I'll kill you, I guess. I don't know why it lures
Why is it
them
already in a bog? What's it doing in the bog?
I don't
Is
know.
it like a bog, like a toilet? Like,
it lures people
guys,
into the
come into
toilet.
the bog. There's been no toilet paper in here for
guys,
the
take
last
a shit
50
in here.
years.
Yeah.
It's good. I just cleaned it, guys.
Yeah.
Bog.
Please, you gotta just come in here, please. And next we have the Jism.
Okay.
It's a worm that lives deep in caves and squirts any explorers with ectoplasm that leaves them blind and unable to navigate their way out.
Jism. Okay.
Yeah, a Jism.
Sounds like my old principal.
Whoa.
Okay, let's not go into that. Yeah.
Next, we've got the Chizperfle.
Chiz purple. Okay.
Yep, a tiny crab-like parasite that infests magical items.
All right.
So it's kind of like crabs for the magical world, but only on magical items.
All right. That sounds like it could be plausible. Okay.
Yep, and then lastly, we've got the Snidget,
The Snidget.
which
All
almost
right.
sounds like a derogatory term, but the Snidget is a tiny golden super fast bird with rotating wings.
All right.
I can give you a little bit more lore here.
All right. Give us some more.
Basically gives away that it is a real one.
Okay,
basically.
yeah.
Used in early Quidditch until people realized they were murdering an endangered species for sport.
Yep. All right. That's way too specific to be
Yeah,
real.
I don't know why I read that
Yeah,
out.
all
That
right.
totally knocked one
Okay.
out. So I guess it's pretty much between the Hinky Punk. That's the
Yeah.
one-legged thing
Yeah.
that lures people into the bog.
Yeah.
The Flobber Worm, a
Yeah.
fat brown worm that does nothing.
Yeah.
And the Jism, a
Yeah.
worm that lives deep in caves and squirts explorers with ectoplasm on their face.
I mean, I got to go with the Jism, eh? I feel like that's
Son of a bitch.
something that someone watches in their private browser in Chrome, you know.
God, he's good. He's good, and this is why we bring him on.
Look, you know,
That is correct. The Jism was
Jism,
fake.
you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a few Jisms in my life, but you know, like it's
Yeah. So you're an expert.
I'm
You
an
know-
expert in
yeah.
Jisms.
That's
you
not
know.
a real Jism.
It's
Come
not
on,
a real
man.
job.
Yeah, I mean, most of her naming conventions are like that,
They're
though.
a bit, they are a bit sus.
Yeah. It's very like cartoony, weird, like a plonky dink. And you're like, what? You didn't even try to come up with a name.
I just stitched two words together.
She was like, I don't know.
It's like the manatees, the South Park, the Family Guy writers.
Yeah,
she's
well, they
got some
just-
manatees in a tank out the back.
They just grab like, she just grabs a verb and
Yeah.
like an adverb, like a noun or something.
Yep, donkey plonker.
Yeah,
You're
you're
like,
like,
okay.
I guess
yeah,
that's something.
Sounds all right. It's a donkey,
And
but it plonks.
But it has no knees. And you're like, is that
that's-
magical or disabled? I don't know.
it's it's at Hogwarts. Don't ask
it
questions.
seems-
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
That confuses me and scares me, J.K. Rowling.
All right, well that's it.
Oh, man.
That's the pod.
So am I a fraud or like what?
You won.
Oh shit!
You actually won. You're the familiar. You
won
won.
against
You
the
found the
casino. I
fraud.
did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you actually did it.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me on.
Of course, and thank you for being on.
Oh, my
Now, I don't know how you're gonna get out of here, but
I gotta do like the Superman. You gotta crouch down to like go up. Is that kind of how this
I
works?
think so. Otherwise, there's about 45 flights of stairs to get down
Yeah,
to the
right.
exit. We only have one door in and out. It's really a pain for Uber Eats drivers.
It would be. Or you can smash down below. But who's there?
I think the Jism's down there.
Okay. Well, man,
Well, that's all the time we have on the Wizard's Tower. If you'd like to reach the Wizards, you can send an owl to the Wizard's Tower Pod at gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, or whatever the hell that is. Anyway, don't forget to grab your hat, grab your staff, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Wizard's Tower.